I am excited to welcome you to Mathematics Simplified. My name is Joseph Jacob. Today, we are going to start solving problems on arithmetic progression. There are basically two kinds of problems we'll be solving. The first one is to get a certain term. If we are given some certain terms in a progression, we might be asked to look for a given term, maybe the 1000th term, the 88th term, or the 5th term. Another problem we'll be facing is how to sum a given number of terms together. In both cases, we have formula that will help us to solve these kinds of problem with ease. Un equal to A plus bracket open n minus 1 bracket close then d. In this, the A represents the first term, the n is the number of the term we are looking for, and then the d means the common difference. So welcome to the whiteboard. Our aim now is to start solving problems of an arithmetic progression. I will state the formula here so that we always have it in mind. And when we work, we want to work with the formula. Do you remember the formula? Let me write it down. The formula, the given term equal to A plus bracket open n minus 1 D. So let's have this formula in mind because we are going to use them severally as we solve this problem. Remember what we said, that this n, un, is the term we are looking for. This a is the first term of the progression. The n is the given term. If it is the 70th term we are looking for, so we write 70 in place of this n, while the d is the common difference. So let's take our first question. How many terms are in the progression 2, 4, 6, 8 up till 88? So from this question, you'll notice that we have 2, we have 4, we have 6, we have 8, and continuously to 88. And we are asked now to find how many terms are in this term. So how will we be able to find how many terms we'll have? We already know that the last term in this progression is 88. So, and you will notice that after 2 we have 4, after 4 we have 6, which means the common difference is simply 2. 2 plus 2 will give you 4, 2 plus 4 will give you 6, 2 plus 6 will give you 8, continuously to 88. So we now know that a certain term is 88, but we don't know which term it is, but it is the last term in this progression. So if we want to calculate how many terms are in this progression, we can simply use this formula. The term we are looking for is unknown. We don't know the term yet. The first, which is the A, plus bracket open 1 n minus 1 bracket close d. The last term in this progression is 88. Our 88 equal to, the first term is 2. We write 2 plus, we open brackets. The number of terms is what we don't know. So it is the n we want to find. Minus 1 The D is the common difference. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So the common difference is 2. So we have our 2 here. The first thing we need to do is to open the bracket. And in doing so, you have your 88 equal to 2 plus 2 times n will give us 2n. 2 times 1 will give us minus 2. So we now have to collect like terms. There are terms that do not have n. There is only one term that has n. So this term that has n, I want it to come over to the left hand side so that all other terms that do not have n will be written together. So to do that first, I'm going to rotate the entire equation. By doing that, I'll now have 2 plus 2n minus 2 equal to 88. So all I've just done is to turn it around. The one at the left hand side comes to the right, the one at the right comes to the left. No minus or plus will be changed because I didn't move anyone across the equality sign, I only rotated the equation. So at this point, we can now collect like term. Leaving our 2n at the left hand side of the equation, we have our 88 at the right already. We have this minus 2. When it crosses over, it becomes plus 2. Then we have this plus 2. When it crosses this equality sign, it becomes minus 2. So we have 2n equal to 88 plus 2 will give us 90. 90 minus 2 will give us back to 88. So we have 88. Now, we will divide both sides with the coefficient of n, which is 2. So that 2 will cancel out 2, leaving us with only n. 2 divide 88, 2 here 1, 2 into 8 4, 2 into 8 4. So our n is equal to 44. So what it means is that this 88 as the last term is the 44th term. That is the answer. Very simple, isn't it? Let's progress to the next question. How many terms has the AP? 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, down to minus 15. Now, to solve this second question, it is very similar to the first one. So let's list out the terms that were given to us and see how to deduce the first term and the common difference from the terms given to us to get the answer to the problem. They gave us 3, they gave us 2, they gave us 1, they gave us 0, they gave us minus 1, they gave us minus 2, it will continue to minus 15. And what they asked us to do is to find out how many terms will we get in this arithmetic progression. There are some basic things we can deduce from this. The first term is 3. 3 minus 1 will give us 2. 2 minus 1 will give us 1. 1 minus 1 will give us 0. 0 minus 1 will give us minus 1. Minus 1 minus 1 will give us minus 2. So we have established two important things. The first one is that 3 is the first term. The second one is that the common difference is minus 1. Now, coming from this question, looking at this, so let's take the minus 15 as the actual term we are looking for, and we have our equality sign. We take our A, which is the first term, and our first term is 3. We have our plus. We open our brackets. We have our n, the number of terms, the total number of terms. How many they are, we don't know. So let's still represent it with n minus 1, and the common difference we've gotten is minus 1. So the next line will be minus 15 equal to 3 plus minus 1 times n will give us minus n. So minus 1 times n will give us minus n. Minus 1 times minus 1. Minus times minus will give us plus. 1 times 1 will give us 1. So this is the state of the equation right now. The next thing we can do is to collect like terms. And in doing that, first of all, I like to notate, because I want the n, which is the unknown, to be at the left-hand side of the equation. I will now have 3 minus n plus 1 equal to minus 15. At this point, minus n, remember this minus is for the n, so you don't abandon the minus. Minus n will now give me minus 15 plus 1 will cross over to become minus 1 plus 3 will cross over to become minus 3. Now, our minus n will give us minus 15 minus 1 will give us minus 16. Minus 16 minus 3 will give us minus 19. So minus n is equal to minus 19. But remember, we are looking for n, not minus n. So to remove the minus, we divide both sides with minus 1. So that minus cancels minus, minus cancels minus. Our n is equal to 19 as the answer. What it means is that if you continue with this progression, the 15th, the term that will give you minus 15 is the 19th term. And that was the question they asked us. How many terms are in this arithmetic progression? And we have calculated them to be 19 terms. Very simple, isn't it? Let's progress to the next problem. Find the 8th, 15th, and 50th term of the AP 3, 7, 11. So as you can see from this problem, we are given these numbers 3, 7, 11, continuous. And from these numbers, we are asked to get the 8th term. We are also asked to get the 15th term, the 15th term. We are also asked to get the 50th term, the 50th term. So which means with this arithmetic progression, we are going to find the 8th term, the 15th term, and the 50th term of this progression. So let's start with the first one. We are looking for the 8th term. Since the specific term is mentioned, it means that in this our formula, we use n as 8 because we are looking for the 8th term. Now, we are looking for the 8th term, which we don't know for now. We don't know what that 8th term will be. We have our equality sign. The A represents the first term. And in this case, the first term is 3 plus, open bracket, the n is the term we are looking for, which is the 8th term. So we have our 8 minus 1. The D is the common difference. And how do we get the common difference? When you say 11 minus 7, it will give you 4. 7 minus 3 will also give you 4, which means that the common difference is 4. So for our D, we represent it with 4. So at this point, we can say the 8th term, which we are looking for, will give us 3 plus 8 minus 1 will give us 7 times 4. For this means that the 8th term will be 4 times 7 is 28. 3 plus 28. And the 8th term will be 3 plus 28 will give us 31. So the 8th term for this problem is 31. Let's go for the 15th term. For the 15th term, we apply the same formula. We don't know what the 15th term is, but from the formula, the first term is A, which is 3, plus, open bracket, the nth term we are looking for is the 15th, so we use 15 here, minus 1, we close the bracket, the common difference is 4. So 15 minus 1 will give us 14 here, times 4, plus 3, equal to the 15th term, which we want to find. So 4 times 4 will give us 16, C is carry 1, 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1, 5, 56, plus 3 equal to the 15th term. So the 15th term, therefore, is equal to 3 plus 56 will give us 59. So the 15th term of this progression will give us 59. Let's progress to the other one, which is the 50th term. What will the 50th term be? Let's find out. Going back to our formula, we have a term, the 50th term. We don't know what it is for now. Come to our formula, the first number is A, which is 3, plus, we open bracket, our n now will be 50 because we are looking for the 50th term. We have 50 minus 1. The common difference we've discovered to be 4. 50 minus 1 will give us 49 times 4. So the bracket is gone. Plus 3 equal to the 50th term. 4 times 9 will give you 36. 6 carry 3. 4 times 4 will give you 16, plus 3 becomes 19. So 4 times 49 will give us 196. We bring down our plus, we bring down our 3, equal to the 50th term we are looking for. So at this point, we can simply say that the 50th term is equal to 3 plus 196, which will give us 199. As the 50th term. Very, very simple, isn't it? Let's progress to the next question. If the first term of AP is minus 4 and 12th term is 8, find the common difference. Now, we are told that from the question that the first term of the arithmetic progression we are about to solve is minus 4. So we can confidently say that A is equal to minus 4 from this question. So the 12th term, which means n, should be equal to 12. Then the 12th term is equal to 8. And what we don't have in this equation is the common difference. And that is what we've been asked to find. So how do we find it? We still use this formula, knowing that we are looking for the 12th term. The 12th term has been given to us as 8. So we have our 8 as the 12th term. We take our equality sign. Our first term A has been given to us as minus 4. We take our plus. We open the bracket. Our n is 12 since it is the 12th term. 12 minus 1. The d is what we don't know, which we've been asked to find. So, in opening up this bracket, you will have d times 12, or you may have 12 minus 1. To make it very simple, 12 minus 1 will give us 11. So when it multiplies by d, it becomes 11d. You bring down your plus, you bring down the minus 4, equal to 8. So at this point, we can collect like terms. But before I do that, let me rotate. I'll have minus 4 plus 11d equal to 8. So 8 and 4 do not have any d, so they are like terms. So I will now have 11d. Remember, since 11d is the only number here, I might forgo the plus. No need to write the plus. Since there is no minus in front of it, it means it's a plus. So 11d equal to 8 minus 4. When it crosses this equality sign, it becomes plus 4. So it will give me 11d equal to 8 plus 4 will be 12. So to make d the subject, I will divide both sides with 11. And when I do that, 11 cancels out 11, leaving me with d equal to 12 over 11. I can convert it to a mixed fraction. 11 divided by 12, it will be 1, that is one whole number. This 12 will remain 1, all over the denominator 11. So it becomes one whole number, 1 over 11. That is the common difference of the arithmetic progression. Very, very simple, isn't it? Let's progress to another question. The 5th term of an AP is 9, and the 8th term is 27. Find the 31st term. Do you still remember our simultaneous equation? We are going to use it to solve this problem. As you can see, there are so many unknowns in the problem. So we need a simultaneous equation to solve this problem. If you have forgotten what we did in the simultaneous equation, go back and watch the video on simultaneous equation, especially using the substitution method in solving simultaneous equation. But let's solve this using the substitution method in simultaneous equation and see how it will go. From the question, you notice that the fifth term is given to us to be 9. We are also told that the 8th term is 27. The 8th term is given to us as 27. Now we are asked to find the 31st term. We are asked to find the 31st term. There are few challenges in this problem. If you compare what has been given to us with the equation, you will notice that there are two important things we don't have. This 5th and 8th term do not tell us what the A is the first term. It did not also tell us what the common difference D is. So it's a big challenge, but we can solve it using the substitution method of simultaneous equation. Now look at it this way. Let's first of all take the fifth term. It means that the fifth term, which is 9, using this equation, it means that 9 is equal to A is unknown for now, plus, when you open your bracket, since it is the fifth term, we have our 5 minus 1, bracket close, then D. So, to remove this, you will agree with me that 5 minus 1 is 4. So we can remove this and say that this is the equation. Plus A. 9 equal to A plus 4D. You will agree with me. Now, let's come back to the 8th equation. To the 8th term. From the 8th term, we have 27 as the 8th term. Our A is still unknown. Since it is the 8th term, when we do 8 minus 1, it will be 7. So here will give us 7D. Now, this is the equation that has been given us. Remember, we are asked to find the 31st term. So we are not yet solving for the 31st term. We want to first of all get the A and the D, which are the two variables we must get for us to calculate for the 31st term. So what do? Let's make A, in this first equation, let's make A the subject of the formula. What I mean is that we have 9 equal to A plus 4D. Now, let's rotate the equation to be A plus 4D equal to 9. We want A to be here alone, this side alone. So it means that A is equal to 9 plus 4D will cross over to become minus 4D. So this is the value of A, 9 minus 4D. Now, since we have gotten the value of A, let's come to this second equation and replace this A with the value of A. Remember the substitution method in simultaneous equation. So I'll have 27. Instead of writing this A, I'll now take this value which represents A. I'll now have 9 minus 4D. Then look at my plus. I bring down my plus. I have 7D. Now, instead of having A and D as the unknowns, which will be difficult for me to solve, I have succeeded in removing A for now. With this, I can calculate for D. Later, I will now calculate the value of A. So with this, we have numbers with D and numbers without D. So since I want the D to be at the left-hand side of the equation, I'm going to rotate the entire equation. It will now give me 9 minus 4D plus 7D equal to 27. What I now need to do is to say minus 4D plus 7D. Remember, 7 is positive. It is the money I have. Minus 4 is negative. It is the money I have to pay. So from this 7D, if I pay 4D, how many D will I have left? 3D, isn't it? So minus 4D plus 7D will give me 3D equal to 27. This 9 will cross over. Remember, this 9 has no sign in front of it. It means that it is a positive number. So when it crosses over, it becomes a negative number. So that we'll now have 3D equal to 27 minus 9 will give us 8 and 1, 18. So to find D, I divide both sides with the coefficient of d, which is 3. 3 cancels out 3. 3 into 18 is 6. So at this point, I've gotten my common difference to be 6. Now, if my common difference is 6, I can find my A using this value. Very simple, isn't it? A will now be 9 minus 4 times D, and my D is 6. 4 times 6. So my A will be 4 times 6 will give us 24. 24. 9 minus 24. A smaller number is subtracting a bigger number. So the answer will definitely be a negative answer. So my A will now be minus 15. So minus 15 is my A, while 6 is the common difference. And with these two important information, I can now calculate for the 31st term. Let's quickly write it out here. Our A is equal to minus 15, and our D is equal to 6. So we can now calculate for the 31st term. In using this formula to get our 31st term, which we don't know, we have our A, we've gotten to be minus 15, we write minus 15. We've gotten our N plus, open bracket, our N is 31, since it's the term we are looking for, minus 1, and our common difference is 6. So at this point, 6 times 0 will give us 0. 6 times 3 will give us 18. We have 180. We have our plus. We have minus 15 equal to the 31st term. So 180 is a positive number. Let's assume it's the amount of money I have. 15 is a negative number. From that money I have, I'm going to remove 15, perhaps to pay to someone I'm owing. So it means that 180 will minus 15. So our 31st term will be 10, 0 minus 5, it won't go. You take 1 from the 8, it makes this 10. 10 minus 5 will give us 5. So this will be remaining 7. 7 minus 1 will give us 6. Then we bring down 1. So our 31st term is 165. Very, very simple, isn't it? Thanks for watching this video. In our next video, we'll look at problems that have to do with calculating the sum of a given number of terms. Until then, enjoy yourself and have a nice day. Bye-bye.